you couldn't have a perfect relationship.
Well, I'm just telling you, some people say that in that, but it triggers rejection, the rejection trauma, and self-doubt. That's the first thing. And that's what I see. The self-doubt. They start to look at that. So the inner narrative becomes, what did I do wrong? Was I not good enough? And that, I mean, that's the, I hear that a lot, you know? Am I not good enough? But you know what? Let me say, if you look at social media, the comparison thing is out there.
Comparison's a thief of joy. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows it.
But I'm just saying, so that does bring about self-doubt. You know, will I ever look that way? Probably not. There's certain things that's not going to happen to you. The main thing is that it triggers rejection, the trauma that you maybe had in maybe, just say rejection trauma and self-doubt.
You know what this reminds me of? It's interesting. When I talk with people, when I coach people, I have a little saying.
Okay.
But I don't think, I'm not sure it applies here.
Let me hear.
But outside of here, what I would say to people is, look in the mirror before you look out the window.
Okay, but tell me what that means.
Okay. So before I look outside through my window to see what's going on and what's wrong with the world or my situation or my life, look in the mirror and look at me first. So
by doing that, you are dealing with possible doubts that you might have had or have.
But here's why I brought this up. Here's what I'm saying. I'm not sure if I'm in the counseling center with you, I would tell somebody that same thing here. Now, self-reflection is
But I like that. Well, I'm just saying, because if the self-reflection is done on the front part, then you have the strength to deal with it.
But here's why I bring it up, because you say when you're dealing with people with this, oftentimes the first reaction is, what did I do wrong? Now, I normally encourage people to start with that. But I'm almost thinking about coming up with a different rule outside of relationships. Well, let me say this. If you've laid the foundations that we talked about, Father God, send me a mate. If you're praying and you are working on yourself, self-reflection's always good. But when it comes to ghosting, zombieing, breadcrumbing, I think I would not linger on self-reflection as long as I would normally encourage you to do. It's always good to constantly be self-reflective, right? But in this point, I would look at it more like, as we've said, thank God for your protection in the form of this rejection.
Okay, I can see that.
Okay, keep going.
All right, so the reason that all of this hurts so badly, another reason would be feels personal, even when it isn't, and just kind of what you said. The behaviors say more about the other person's emotional maturity than about the one being ghosted or breadcrumbed.
You just said that.
I know it. That's what I'm saying. So a sudden shift in inconsistency feels like a personal attack, you know? So it's often about the ghoster's fear, the avoidance, their inability to communicate. It's all about that, really. Their inability to communicate. That's really what it's about.
Hey, let me ask you a question. Do you find people to be, now, hey, we're all relationship creatures, right? We all need relationships. But let's talk about romantic, not friends, not family. Let's talk about dating, marriage. Do you feel people are, and we all are to a certain point, but overly relationally needy?
Yes.
Okay. Why do you think that's the case?
We are relational people. That's how we're designed. Okay, I'm just saying. We are designed to be in a relationship, not necessarily whether it's a marital thing or whatever, but we are relational people. That God designed us to have companionships or whatever. So that's why. people want to be in. And sometimes people, that's just their desire. They want to be married. They see people on the television, on the social media, they seem all lovey-dovey and all the big, beautiful married weddings and stuff. So they want a companion.